and welcome to this unboxing and review of the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot by Avalon Cameron with art by one of my favourite artists, Ana Tourian. So stick around and let's see what my first impressions of the cards are and the deck itself. Firstly, before we get going, I wanted to say a happy new year to you all. I am a tarot reader as well, and currently I have got some offers on my yearly year ahead read and my monthly January read. So if you want to check out in the bio and look at what I've got to offer in terms of private readings, feel free to have a look. I use tarot and I use my channeling abilities to bring you the messages that you need to know. But we've got new year, we've got new cloth here for a new year, and we've got one of my Christmas decks. So expect quite a few deck unboxing videos coming up because I have got quite a few of these to go through, and I do feel like after my birthday has passed, I will be going on a very low buy and trying to use all of these up. So this is the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. When I found that this was coming out, this was an immediate no-brainer for me. I didn't have to put it on a wish list. I didn't have to think about it. I didn't have to go, oh, I don't know, you know, and weigh up. I was like, this is going in my cart and I'm going to buy it. And when I was buying the Somnia Tarot, which has been on my wish list for over a year, I thought, well, I'm buying the Somnia Tarot, I might as well put this in my cart as well. So I bought it from the Wonderful Oneness Emporium in their Black Friday sale. So I got this, I got the Somnia Tarot, and I got the Triumphi de Luna Tarot as well. So they will be coming up on the channel soon. So it comes in this big box. It's quite hefty, you know, it's good quality. Got your cutouts there. Yeah, it's a big sturdy box, and we've got a very in-depth guidebook. You can see that. Yeah, it's a very in-depth guidebook. So you can see you've got color images, you've got a little like couple of lines like there, then you've got inner reading, you've got reverse meanings, and you've got the narrative behind it. So the narrative behind the myth that it's taken from, the mythos, the correspondences, and then journal prompts. This has got everything you need to know. So in terms of, I think in terms of a starter deck, I think this would be a really good one to go with. It's got spreads, it's got all the information on building a relationship with your tarot, everything. This is absolutely like, I wish I had this when I first started. This is such an in-depth and detailed book just on first, and I'm so excited to be using this. I'm so excited that I'm going to be doing readings and putting this into my rotation for my daily readings. So it's got a really good comprehensive guidebook. This is what, you know, I think this is the gold standard of books in terms of what you get. Yeah, now let's look at the cards, and they are matte, which I'm very happy about. They've got this beautiful backing, which is obviously it's reversible, so you won't be able to see whether you've got reverse cards or upright cards. So the quality is good kind of quality. It does like bounce back. It's got this kind of matte, but it's not too matte, if you get what I mean. It's matte cardstock, but I find like the Joker Tarot, it's got a bit it's so matte, it's noisy when you shuffle in. And somebody who's neurodivergent, like if cards make a noise, it does kind of, or makes too much noise, it puts me off a little bit from shuffling them. But this is kind of, it's not too matte. Good quality cardstock there. So we'll get on to the artwork, as you can see, is just stunning. So I will bring my camera down and then we will get on to the card. Right, so here we go with the cards. So you can see, if anybody knows the Tarot of the Abyss, you can immediately see the style. It's very sketchy. It's what I like. But I love that it's got this watercolor kind of ethereal essence. And I love this Fool is, you know, it's almost like, I always say the Fool is Alice going down the rabbit hole into a, you know, similar to Dorothy going to Oz. It's got those vibes with it. And I love this idea that, you know, she's descending into a, you know, a new adventure here. It's absolutely beautiful, like the knowledge and the wisdom and the security even in his face, and he's making the magic with all the elements there. And then it gives you who it's based on, and obviously the card there as well. So we've got the High Priestess. This is beautiful. Like we've got the contrast there with like yin and yang and everything about balance and bringing in, you know, the 3D and the spiritual. There, I love this card. The Empress. All beautiful. Really, this would really be good for journaling with, because it really gives you something to think about and like contemplate. Like the Emperor there, I love that the Emperor's not sitting, he's like ready almost to strike, and he's got that kind of like with the Emperor, he always wears his kind of battle garb underneath his robe, so he's always ready for action. And I love that she's taken that stance with that character. We've got the Hierophant. It's lovely that they've like made it into like a lady figure there. I love that, because, you know, usually when you see a Hierophant card, it's a wise old man, and I love that's kind of been turned around a little bit. It's like a wise old grandmother there. Lovers, beautiful. Very similar to like Two of Cups vibes there with the cup. The Chariot. Strength, I love this. Like the Elephant, the bear, the like feels like fire around, almost like stormy lightning. You can see so much within these cards that when you're going to read, you're going to get so much from them intuitively. The Hermit, love that, the wings kind of coming out. Wheel of Fortune, or the Fates, almost. This gives me kind of Three Witches of Macbeth vibes. Kind of, you know, the prophecy, and, you know, thou shalt be king hereafter. It's giving me kind of, you know, the witches from Macbeth vibes, that, you know, you can't escape fate. There. Justice. The Hanged Man. Odin, I love that. I love that reference there. He hung from the tree for, I think it was 40 days, to gain the knowledge about Ragnarok, and he realised that, you know, the fates had spoken and it was futile, he couldn't stop it. I really like that one. Death. I love that it's kind of a very naturalism kind of vibe to it, in terms of if you've ever read the I'm trying to think of the poem. There's a Dylan Thomas, "And Death Shall Have No Dominion." It's giving me "And Death Shall Have No Dominion" kind of vibes, that, you know, the body goes on and feeds the earth, and kind of that cyclic, that cycle of life kind of coming through. It gives me that kind of vibes. I love that. Temperance. I love that hourglass. I think that's such a nice way of describing the word temperance, because I often associate temperance with patience as well, and you have to be patient with the sometimes when you're looking at the clock. The Devil. The Tower. The Mighty Oak. I love that it's kind of, it's still there, but it's almost giving me when you've got a bowl, the Chinese used to like put it back together with gold leaf and repair it. It's kind of giving me that vibe that the tree is being damaged but not fully falling down, that it's gonna still kind of be there, if that makes sense. The Star, love that. The Moon. The Sun, love that. I remember as a kid dancing around the maypole and everything. That's giving me such like childhood vibes of dancing around a maypole at Maytime. Judgment. Oh, interesting. She Who Is Unnamed. That's a really interesting card, and be interesting to read what that's got to it. The Oak Guardian, the World. Yeah, and that encompasses everything. I love that. And she's got the world there. She's come out of the tree and come out into the abundance. She's gone full circle in her journey. Then we've got a near card. I think this is an extra card. So I'll have to look that up. The Bruxia. I'm not sure if I've pronounced that right. But yeah, it'd be interesting to look at what that has. So we've got the Ace of Swords, a quill. I love like a feather idea with the swords being air and, you know, light as a feather, but, you know, we use pens, you know, we use quills as pens for many years, and often, you know, words can just hurt just as much as a sword kind of idea. Two of Swords. So there's not just the majors, but there's a tale behind each one of these. So it is really I'd say an investment deck in terms of investing your understanding into it. You're going to have to give a quite a bit of time to get used to this. This is not like a Rider-Waite-Smith clone where you can just pick it up and use it. This is going to be, which you can pick it up and just use it, you know, but you'd be missing out on a lot. So we've got the Charred Heart, the Three of Swords. I love that there's got the growing from it. So from the pain, growing the strength. The Four of Swords. This card haunts me a lot. It's always telling me to rest. The Five of Swords. Six of Swords. The Seven of Swords. I love that they've got the knife behind the back. Yeah, and then the scroll, like appearances versus reality. You know, there's often a fine line between that. The Eight of Swords. Interesting that she doesn't. Is that? I'm just looking. Like, she's not, this Eight of Swords, she's not trapped. She's not got the swords around her. It'd be interesting to see what it's making me really think about why have they chosen that image. The Beast for the Nine of Swords. Oh, I love that. That's kind of like worst nightmare kind of vibes. I love that. It's giving me if you've read A Monster Calls, so the book A Monster Calls, there's two monsters. There's the tree, the ancient tree monster, and there's the monster of the boy's dreams. And it gives me those vibes that it's like dark and horrible, and yeah. The Ten of Swords. I love, I love crows, like the use of crows, they're ravens. I love that. Page of Swords. Young Merlin, the apprentice. Athena. Loving that. With the owl behind, the wisdom. Queen of Swords. So that is, yeah, the Knight of Swords. Queen of Swords, the Morrigan. Loving that. Love that energy. And then King Arthur, the King of Swords. So quite a few of these I do recognise, but a lot of the others I don't. So you've got Ace of Cups, Super Blood Moon Eclipse. I love that colouring. That is just, if I could get wool that was, these colouring matches together, oh, it'd make a beautiful cardigan. I've got a handmade cardigan on today. But if I could get a black and red kind of variegated wool, I'm getting distracted now. It would be that. I would take that to a shop and say, make me wool like that. The Two of Cups, I love that. Kindred Spirits. Three of Cups, Cauldron Sisters, love it. Love the energy. You can feel them moving. The Four of Cups, Keanu the Fisherman. Have to read about that, as you know. I've got a love for Keanu Reeves. So anything that has the name Keanu in, I'm looking at it. The Five of Cups. Oh, the Elephant Who Mourns the Elephant Graveyard. Oh, I love that. Elephants are one of my favourite animals, so I love, and it's so beautiful. You could just get lost in this artwork. The Farmer and His Wife, the Six of Cups. The Charlatan, Seven of Cups. Ooh, that's giving an interesting thing. The Charlatan, are you being tricked? Are you being conned? Is it too good to be true vibes? Yeah, I really like that. The Eight of Cups, Morgana. The Nine of Cups, the Peacock Queen. The Ten of Cups, the Lunar Cup. I like that it's not a traditional, with the rainbow and everything like that. Different take on the card. Then we've got Page of Cups. I like how they've not just used kind of like European folklore and European like myths within it. There's a lot of scope and depth in the Lady of the Lake. Yamanya. Love that. Then Poseidon, of course. Then the Ace of Wands, the Serpent Fire. Love how it's like on Ouroboros. Yeah, being a Loki fan, I kind of always see these things. But yeah, love that. The Two. The Three. Oh, love this like hot air balloons, and you've got different ones looking out to the scene, to the horizon and the possibilities. The Four of Wands are beautiful, like two different generations. So there we got the Five of Wands, the Redwood Challenge. Six of Wands. I love this. This is giving like Emperor, almost like devil vibes as well. Like, I love this image. That's such a good one. The Sovereign Self. Blade Witch, Seven of Swords. Oh, I love this energy, like she's jumping over them. The Eight of Wands, Wild Horses. Wild horses couldn't stop me. And now I'm getting Crazy Horses as well in my head. Crazy Horses, like, yeah, that song. The Green Woman for the Nine of Wands. She's been through it. And the 10 of Wands. I love that they're carrying, you know, other people, not just carrying the wands, like the burden there of helping others. That's an interesting interpretation of it. I answer for the Page of Wands. That tiger, very fierce. Then Hephaestus. Hephantus. I can't pronounce it very well. Knight of Wands. Marie Levu. Queen of Wands. Again, a circle there with all the elements. And the sun god Ra, the King of Wands, like that. And then Pentacles, finally. So, the Mandrake Spirit and the skull of the Old One. Then the Two of Pentacles, the Rainbow Spider. Oh, like usually spiders are linked with the Eight of Pentacles, or maybe even the Seven of Pentacles. But I like that we've got the two, balancing out how you weave your web. The Three of Pentacles, loving that. The Four of Pentacles. Yeah, can't take it with you. The Five of Pentacles. That's an interesting one. I'd have to read on that. The Six. Feed the birds. Oh, I've got the Mary Poppins song in my head now. Seven of Pentacles. Again, another one that I'm not sure of, so I'd have to look and read into it. The Eight. Again, working hard. The Nine. Oh, that's beautiful. And that sun, and not sun, the rose kind of within her dress. It's almost like the sun though as well. Love that use of like the yellow and then the kind of greeny blue into the purple and then the red, like the contrasting colours. I love that. And then the Ten of Pentacles, community. That's a lovely one. And we've got Dionysus as the page. He was the god where theatre was created for. So the ancient Greeks would create plays and songs and performances to celebrate Dionysus, the festival of Dionysus. So yeah, so Dionysus is responsible for theatre. There, a little bit of my knowledge. Lilith, Queen of the Knight of Pentacles. Interesting there. It'd be interesting to look at that. So I wouldn't have necessarily associate Lilith straight with the Pentacles suit, but maybe that's something I need to. I don't know Lilith enough to know, so it's something I'm going to learn. Then Baba Yaga, the Queen of Pentacles. Love that. And the Green Man for the King of Pentacles. So yeah, so that is the walkthrough of the cards. I'm just going to bring the deck up and I will have a bit of a shuffle and we can pick a card. So I've brought you back up. So let's see how it shuffles. I've got to say, I think because the card quality, it's not the thinnest. So it does kind of make for a not as easy shuffle as, say, I'm going to say like a Llewellyn deck, because the Llewellyn deck, the card stock is very thin. But it does shuffle. It shuffles. Takes a bit there, but it does shuffle. I can't riffle shuffle, so I do like a butterfly. I do a butterfly shuffle, so it shuffles quite well. It's obviously it's not thin. I would say it's kind of got similar to like Los Scarabeo, their current kind of thickness of cardstock, maybe. Yeah, roughly. So overhand, yeah, shuffle's great. As I say, I've got slightly smaller hands, so anything kind of bigger than this and I start struggling. And I've got a condition that it means it hurts my hands as well. So let's see if it's gonna bring me out a card. What card do I need to know from this deck? What do I need to know? Oh, got two. We've got the Eight of Cups and we've got the Nine of Cups. So yeah, Nine of Cups and Eight of Cups. Let's read what it has to say. Obviously, it's not been fully shuffled and integrated, so that's possibly why it's come. But let's see. That's Swords, Cups. That's right. I'm getting towards the Cups. As there's Six of Cups. The book is right. Eight of Cups. So Eight of Cups. Right, so Nine of Cups. Embrace the gift of happiness and spiritual love. Pursuing change for the better. Beware overindulgence. Find satisfaction and celebrate abundance with gratitude. So yeah, being grateful, having gratitude. It says, let's read, because we know a lot of us would know what the Nine of Cups is. Emotional fulfillment, feeling fulfilled, kind of sat there smug, kind of this is your, you know, your smug card. And then we've got obviously the Eight of Cups is, I think this is, don't be too smug, don't rest on your laurels, because there's still some emotional disconnection that needs to happen, some walking away on an emotional level. But let's read the narrative for it. So after 100 years drought, the villagers rejoiced as it finally ended. They had prayed fervently for the higher power they believed in, but the village elders instead took offerings to the river to petition the Peacock Queen. They knew it would take more than a mighty rain to break the drought, so they set the work to create a banquet for her. Once it was all complete, they placed the basket fit for a goddess on the river and waited and sang for 9 days and nights. On the 10th morning, she appeared brilliant in her plumes and resplendent in her nature, carrying the chalice of life, sacred and powerful beyond measure. As the Peacock Queen poured its contents onto the villagers, parched lands around them sprung to life, revealing a lush cornucopia of beauty. For that day on, the rains were commonplace, as were the offerings to the Peacock Queen. So they knew that, you know, once they had 1 day of rain, they knew that wasn't enough. So they kept being grateful and had the offerings to the Peacock Queen, and she brought in a lot of prosperity there. So that's really interesting. A slightly different take on the Nine of Cups, because it's got that dual edge about it. Don't get too complacent, don't get too, you know, kind of comfy. Yeah. And then let's go on to the Eight of Cups. So the Eight of Cups is Morgana. Embark on an odyssey of letting go, a pilgrimage for truth. Find fortitude in spiritual journeying. So let's read about Morgana. Morgana is beginning her pilgrimage to the sacred islands. There she will begin her training as a priestess of the old ways. Such a journey is not as easy as it appears. There are many miles between her home and her destination, and a great deal of doubt may easily creep in as she begins her travels. She wonders how her father and sisters will fare without her. Will she be forgotten? Will she be remembered kindly? What if she forgets her family and upbringing? Her young heart is a storm inside her chest. She aches for clarity and support, but alas, she's heading into an unknown place of devoid of certainty. She can take no one with her. When she emerges again, she will be a priestess of the old ways, revered everywhere. All will know her name. So that's a really interesting one, because it's like, don't get kind of too comfy. Everything's kind of good at the moment, but don't get too comfy. There is a journey that you need to move on. There's some enlightenment you need to seek, and you've got to do it on your own. So that's a really kind of interesting take on it. So that is the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. It's a bit of a tongue twister to kind of get your mouth around. Yeah, I am so excited. I've got a feeling that this is going to be in one of my kind of decks of the year at the end of 2026. One of like my decks of the year video, because this is such a beautiful deck. I don't really go for colour. I'm not really, but this is so beautiful that you can't actually, you know, it's just I wanted to review this first because this was the one that I definitely had no hesitation in wanting to purchase. So yeah, so that is the Bonestone and Earthflesh Tarot. Definitely have a look at other Ana Tourian artwork, because she is amazing. Give her a follow on I think she has an Instagram. I'll try and link it below. She's such an amazing artist, and her and MJ Cullinane, they are my two favorite artists. Oh, and Patrick Valenza. There's so many, but they are the two that I would like not hesitate in buying a deck from. So thank you so much for sticking with me. Pop in the comments what you like about this deck, whether you have it, whether it's on your wish list. Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe. It really, really does help me kind of, and my channel, get out there. And don't forget also, I've got some yearly looking ahead to 2026 readings in my shop, so it should be there in the link in my bio. So catch you later, moonbeams.